basically, the whole idea is just to let them know that, hey, whatever happened this weekend was supposed to happen. And if you get off to a slow start, medium start, fast start, the only everybody is in the same boat right now because you're in the same position. You have to apply what I teach you today and make the most out of the rest of your fast start. And even recognizing reps that go off to a fast start, saying, hey, if you go off to a really fast start but you get complacent, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to slow down your stall. So it's so important that even if you got to a fast start, to really, really take advantage of it because you have an opportunity to go up to the big levels. And then promoting why they should be excited about advanced training. I'm going to give you the goods today. I get them really fired up. It's like a motivational speaker. Like Tony Robbins, that for the first couple of minutes, I'm like, I'm going to freaking light you up. I'm going to give you the goods. You guys are going to be so fired up. When you leave today, I hope that you guys got on the phone and got a ton of demos lined up before you got here because I'm going to freaking rip it up today. And I get them fired up. I get them excited about learning. Right? They're like they're in the seats. They're like smiling. They're getting all giddy. Even the ones that didn't get off to a fast start, they're like, oh man, give me the goods. Right? You get them excited. Okay. Let me jump into advanced recommendations. I let them know that hey, today is going to be recommendations and advanced sales, and later in the week is going to be advanced training too. Where we do phoning. So let them know what they're going to learn. Right? Set it up for them. Advanced recommendations. We keep it very simple. There's a couple 4 keys to recommendations. It's just this half page. Confidence. We go over the basics, all about the basics, but explaining why it's so important, explaining why it's behind the house. They're so important, especially during advanced training. So advanced recommendations is just confidence, eye contact, memorizing the approach. After the reason why ask for 10 names, ask to get their address book or their cell phone. A lot of times in training we don't really say, hey, listen, what are some ways that you can get Mrs. Jones to grab her address book or her cell phone? Or we don't say it during training because we want to keep it very simple. But think about it, the way that you guys get a lot of recommendations. Think about your own perspective from a rep. When you were a representative, how did you get a lot of recommendations? Well, Mrs. Jones got off her butt and she went and got her address book or her cell phone, and she went through the A's and the B's and the C's, and she went through and scrolled. Right? So you don't have to teach these upper level, dropping seeds and planting seeds in the beginning of the demo and all these little phrases and cool tricks. There's not really that much to do, but it is, you just keep it basic. Hey, Mrs. Jones is going to give you a lot of recommendations if she's going through her cell phone, right? Off the top of her head, she's not really going to be able to think of that many people, right? And they're like, yeah, that makes sense, right? You're just keeping it basic, but giving them some gold nuggets. So tell Mrs. Jones to get her address book. If she gets her address book, she's got like 100, 200 people in there. And the way that I explain it is in a way that it makes it really real and really easy for them to understand. Hey, who in here, your mom has like over 50 names in their address book? Everybody's hand shoots up. And then I say, hey, does anyone mom in here have an address book of like 100 people or like 200? And everyone's like, my mom's got like 500 people. Cool, do you think your mom's weird or is she pretty normal? Okay, well, she's weird, but she's pretty normal, right? And they're like, yeah, so everybody's mom, everybody that you're seeing has that same address book. So if you ask them to get their address book, how many people do you think they could recommend you to? They're like, oh, hundreds, right? And they get it. So it's just explaining it, putting terms that they can really get excited about, and keeping it basic. Okay? So the only thing that we added to that I added to the recommendation approach is the importance phrase, and I like to give a couple of golden nuggets because we keep it very simple. But there's a couple of things that we put in there, throughout the demo. I know Whitman was saying the same thing that he keeps it basic and he gives them just a little bit of a taste. What they can look forward to as far as adding things in. With the recommendation approach, we add in the importance phrase and teach our reps how to tie their customers into their goals. Okay, so I love doing presentations. It's really important for me to give a full schedule so I can build my communication skills, work around my school schedule, and work towards my scholarship opportunities. So they're not changing the approach; they're just adding in one line that ties the customers into their goals. And I don't think that ruins the integrity of the recommendation approach. I think it adds to it and it gets them excited. So you're giving little things they can get really fired up about. 2, enthusiasm. 3, explain the importance of yeses. It's just an expectation. You have to get 2 yeses every time. Our office, we get a ton of recommendations. We get a lot of yeses just because it's expected. Hey, listen, your job is to get how many yeses? 2. Okay, so how do you get 2 yeses? Tie them into the sponsorship. Okay, and it's not like, hey, try to get as many yeses as you can. No, you have to get 2. Right? You can get more, but you have to get 2. Right? It's just that expectation. This is the job, right? A lot of our reps, they're coming off of high school, they're in college. They're used to being told what to do, right? And you want to give them that. Hey, this is how it works. You get 10 names. Not every time you're going to get 10 names. You try to get 10 names, but you're not always going to get 10. But you got to get 2 yeses. If you get 2 names, both of them have to be yeses. Okay? If you get 5, at least 2 have to be yeses. If you get 30 names, you get 2 yeses. So the 2 yeses is so important, and it makes a huge difference, especially post advanced training and for the rest of their fast start and on. So just it's expected. You got to get 2 yeses. Okay. And then the 4th thing is buy them up. This is something they've never heard before, but it's fun. It's exciting, right? So you're keeping to the basics and you're giving little golden nuggets here and there. Buy them off. Give away free stuff. Teach how to give to leave some room in their bonus points. And at this point, you've already taught them bonus points, right? So now it's fresh because they just learned about it 10 minutes earlier, and you teach them how to buy them off. Okay. With the role playing in there, it says role play 5 times a partner, including professional touch. So after I teach that confidence, I have them role play. That's where they role play through. They really nail the recommendation approach. Okay, so that's it for recommendations. How I teach recommendations, and the keys are. And here's the thing: I don't want you to take that and say, "Oh, well, this is what I would do." If you want to, fine, that's fine. But more importantly, it's figure out why it's important for you to teach recommendations. What is your objective with teaching recommendations? Why do you want to, what do you want your rep to gain from you teaching them the recommendations at advanced training? Okay, they already should know the basics, but they didn't listen to a word you were saying during day 3 because they were so nervous about their first demo, so they weren't even paying attention to what you said for 6 hours when you were running day 3 training. Okay, right? Think about it. They don't care. They're not listening to you. They're reading, but they're not really getting it because all they're thinking about is how much they're going to screw up for their hand on their first demo, right? So advanced training is where you really hit it. So if you do recommendations, you really need to hit recommendations hard because during training they're not paying attention, right? So you really need to focus on recommendations, especially during advanced training because it's the first time that they're actually listening to you talk about it. Okay, and that's just I realized that it's like I spend so much time during training with it, they're not even paying attention. It sucks. Wasting my time. Get them out early and do 1 o'clock demo. Cool. Not going to ask for recommendations anyway. All right. No, don't do that. Cool. Closing sales. Using the 10-80-10 rule. 10 will never buy 80%. 10 will always buy 80%. 10 is on you. And then we give 12 keys. The 12 keys to selling big and selling every time. That phrase, selling big and selling every time, they get fired up. They're like, I want to sell big. I want to sell every time. Right? And they get really fired up. So here's the 12 keys on how to sell big and sell every time. And you might be thinking 12 keys, that's a lot to remember. Most of these are really, really basic. Really easy, really basic. And these are the 12 keys that we use. Whitman's got 5. And probably his 5 are probably the same as these 12. They're all just merged together because we can't think of enough titles. But these the 12 keys on how to sell big and sell every time. So number 1, qualified customers. This is where you review MAC, right? You review the MAC because during day 2 training, how many people were actually paying attention to your MAC talk? Very few. So we review the MAC, you review a qualified customer. Number 2 is follow the manual. You explain, and what you're doing is you're explaining the whys behind why these are so important. So you're not just saying you have to see people that are, married, live in a house, and over 30. You're explaining why it's so important. Right? And you put in terms of why it's beneficial to them. It's not like this, you have to do this because I said so. It's here's why you want to do this, right? We were talking about coffee with Andrew, having want to and need to conversations. If you say you need to do this, they're not going to do it. If you say here's why you want to do this, like I want to see your max, and now they know why they want to see the max. So you're putting things in their perspective and teaching the whys behind the hows, right? Here's how you do a demo for a qualified customer, but let me show you why you do a demo for a qualified customer. So you're explaining the whys for all of these sections. Follow the manual, the whys behind it. You talk about building, that's where you talk about building value. It's so important to, price discrepancy. The more you follow the manual, you're hitting all the keys. If you're not following the manual, you're not getting the keys. And they're not, the price discrepancy, you talk about, if they think the price is here and it turns out to be here, that's where it's a great value, right? You talk about how that, and all these objections, you talk about handling objections. How to handle an objection is just by the keys. And I say, hey, listen, you'll never get the objection of it's too expensive as long as you read the manual, because reading the manual builds value. And they're like, oh, so all I have to do is follow the manual, and it builds value, and they get it. It's simple, and they get excited about it because they're understanding why it's important. Building rapport, talking about why building rapport is so important, why it's important, ask tons of questions, keep the customer involved. Very simple, but it's so important. Okay. Number 4, be passionate about Cutco. Enthusiasm, do you like it or do you love it? Confidence in the product, but also confidence in the price. Teaching all these basics, being confident about the price of Cutco, personal use of Cutco. Number 5, cut food, right? Talking about why do you cut food? What are the benefits of cutting food? You're explaining why. Now you told them during training to cut food, but now you're explaining why, so it makes it real, it makes it, they understand. Okay, tool for every job for every tool, right? So and saying, hey, listen, by doing these things, you'll never get the objection of it's too many pieces. Why? Because if you cut food with every piece, you know, and then they realize the importance of every piece of the set. So instead of teaching, hey, here's how you handle the objection, because a lot